So on this range, as of 2 years ago, prior to that we were open. So we've been open for 4 years. The first 2 years we didn't require anything. Like there was no requirements on frangible ammunition, and so to reduce all some of the ricochets, we required all of it for rifle. So when that frange hits the rifle targets, it's like the frangible ammunition is like a compaction of sand. When it hits, as it dissipates, as you guys saw in the video. And then the pistol bullets that we have pistol targets that we have are in front, and they all have shields on top of them. Now this one, the front left one doesn't have a shield, but it just broke off the other day. And then we're gonna weld that one back on. But those bullet catches, they're significant. So when that bullet, if it gets hit, if the top of this target gets hit here, the bullet hits the top of the ricochet barrier, and it sends it down, and then from there it goes into that berm. So this is a super safe way to shoot, pistols rounds in that direction and have it mitigated by the barriers. And the back targets, like I said, are the frangible ammunition.
Guys, you look right up under here, look at the shield. This is what happens to the bullet. It hits right here, and that would all be ricochets leaving the range. We're trapping them in, and this is something we did just as our own requirement. Somebody going up down the river don't hear that little deal. We do anything facing this way. We got shields on it like that when we shoot normal bullets.
That was brought up in the meeting, and that's why we were, 2 years ago we said, got to fix it. We got to mitigate what's going on. So we got these shields up there, and for 2 years we've been good to go. And the volume that we've shot, for 2 years is significantly greater than the volume that we shot for the first 2 years. So it definitely proved for the better.
Is the river over there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh. It's Hagerman. I'm lost. I don't.
Yeah.
Everything's in a circle down here.
Yeah. So there'll be 7 self-resetting targets, and by the time you shoot the mover, you need to hit as many of the targets in the back as you can, and you have to shoot the mover before it crosses the other area of engagement. So you work on, how many targets can you shoot after that mover, and then it pushes guys a lot, and it makes them get erratic as far as how accurate and how fast they're going. So you'll see guys, try to start shooting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they'll start missing the targets. And you're teaching them about staying focused upon a stressful situation, knowing that you have a time limit to get something done.
This also it's about you when you get on this range here on the mover until probably day 3 or anything too, so we don't rush anybody into getting anything. And like I say, safety is the main thing, guys. We get somebody to shoot somebody in their own self or somebody else, and and that was just a bad deal. That would shut us down with the military units. So we got to be real careful with them, and they don't want the reputation of shooting themselves or one of their partners. So we're real safe about this. Like I say, in Memphis, we probably have shot close to 300 million rounds over the past 30 years. And
yep. So we've never had an accident out here, and don't plan on it.
That's Houston staple bottom. That's what military ammo comes like, and it actually tells you there. Semi-jacket frangible rounds.
So this is all typically pistol around us. You got all pistol ranges here. Okay. From there, with that shed, we do 50 yards sighted. So we'll take rifles and make sure the rifles are sighted in at 50 yards up on that berm there. And we've got the other still challenge stages like my dad was talking about. We've got a few more still challenge targets in here with pistol, and then we primarily shoot pistols on that range, but sometimes we can shoot frange as well on those targets, and that's a good alleyway for controlled movement as you're going forward, shooting on the move. But real like heel to toe kind of stuff, making sure that guys are super in control, being able to basically walk and having their sights stay on target. We don't hardly even shoot this range anymore. So, the first couple years in business, this was a pretty good, facility for firearms. But now with these 5-day military classes, I don't have the time. So I don't typically even use this range over here anymore. We use some of those expanded ranges. Okay, so we're on the expanded part right here. The property line is just to the west of us. This is the expanded zone. So, as you can see, this is the most, professionally made berm. Targets, cars, gravel. Everything's, just learned from. So, for previously, there were professional-looking ranges, but we got better at building ranges as well. So after the 4th year, after that 2nd year, going on to the 3rd year, we built this one. Like I said, we get better at making stuff. So we know how to use the dozers now. We know how to push the berms up taller. We know how to use the dump truck now. We know how to use the grader. We're not messing around anymore as far as construction of it goes. As you can see, it's certainly the most presentable range we have. That being said, this is the culprit as well. So you've got 2 main culprits of the noise. You've got the paper range we talked about. You've got this one here. So this one here, even though the berms are down, that's for ricochets and maybe noise mitigation to the north. But the guys are shooting from those barriers right here. So as you can see, there's a plaque here. If you go in, guys, go inside the barrier if you would, and look my direction. So So now you can see why a paper range isn't the same. Now you've got a range set up specifically for different positions. This is a pretty extensive course of fire. There are 45 targets to shoot from the start position to the ending position here. So that being said, this is a quite loud range. People are shooting this non-stop, typically on the course of fire, with a spotter. Spotter's calling it out, shooter's going through, and so a barrier on the side of this one would be significant because you can. Yeah.
So is this on the side of the original parcel, or is this on the new parcel?
This is the new parcel. We built this one beginning of this year. Is that correct? The beginning of this year. Not really thinking, well, what's, should we can build this one and, I don't know if it's going to affect too much. And then we just started growing, and eventually we said, all right, we need a permit for this deal. So,
You're fired.
Oh.
so anyway, keep going.
Just let me elaborate a little bit on that too. This was our neighbor's property. Our property line went straight down this road, basically, and this was Dale and Penny Turner's over here.
Okay.
So I bought
So
this.
was that part there, this part was part of your original
Well,
ground, so to speak?
we had 300 acres there. The 2 years ago, or a year and a half, we bought what we call the doctor's club. So we bought another 300 right here. And then last November, I got to buy this land here, 25 acres. That they had no use for it. They didn't even have a road to even get there because the ditch had gone through there. And we found a bunch of dirt here, and it's unusual to find dirt. And we found a bunch of dirt, and we said, hey, to do some of these ponds out. And we started digging out, and we said, hey, this will make a perfect range. And then so we built the range, not knowing. I got 600 acres here in a hunting club, and nobody's ever told me where I could put duck line or not. And I just figured, well, and then Amy sent 2 letters, planning and zoning had, asked me about my house. Said, have you done anything in the last 10 years, for your house or even, and I said, I didn't know what the letter was about. And then Houston's mailbox got the same letter, said, well, have you done anything different to your business? And that's when I basically came to Amy and planning and zoning, and I said, hey, we've added on a couple of ranges, I didn't know we needed a permit for them, and she said, well, come on, and Houston went before you guys trying to get the permit, and since this was on a different portion of land, we had it advertised to the public, I guess, for the, y'all know more about that than I do.
So Amy, how do you bring this was a separate parcel from that?
Yes, and in fact, he mentioned the 25 acres that had come from Turner's. That, in that transaction, that was actually combined with a 7 that he had. So that's all one new parcel, the 33 acres, that's at issue in this current
So
application.
it really is divided by the road?
No, there's a,
It's not?
no, it's all 33
It's all
acres.
33, okay.
Yes, it was just done via a lot line adjustment.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that 25 acres was combined with his existing 7-acre parcel. which the 7-acre being directly adjacent to the existing range.
Okay, gotcha.
And my deal was, well, it's all continuous land now, we own the whole deal, and this was the furthest part from basically my neighborhood and town too. I mean, you know, this is a perfect place to build a range.
So everything that we've looked at up to this point has been
Was
part of
original.
the existing,
Correct.
with the existing special use. This is new special use.
Correct. And I'm thinking just put up 10 sheets, you know, put a post in the ground, put a lot of 10 sheets up, make it about 15 feet tall, 20 feet tall, and then have another 10 sheet on the other side of that, about 3 feet, and then just pack it all with gravel and just make a, you know, a real solid bulletproof wall. And it would have mitigation as well for noise. And we'd have it from essentially the back of the berm here to about the front of the road, or to the front of that sagebrush there.
So that particular method, is that something that you've used on your other shooting ranges?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
others-
Mid-South has used those
That-
walls up.
10 sheeting.
The reason we want the expansion is for more tactical training, more training that's, you know, more real life in a sense what the guys are actually going to go through.
So actually, your new one is for advanced, is the way we should title it.
You know,
It's way advanced to what you've already
we
got.
did right, and essentially 3.5 months military classes. So that was for a 12, roughly 14 weeks, day 5. So basically 14 times we've had people run this range.
Once a week, basically.
Yeah.
Right after. And that's just like I say, our military classes. That's what we do there, and we're gearing up. I mean, these guys have got nowhere else like this in the country to train in. I mean, there's 9,000 public ranges. There's only 2 like this. This is one I own in Memphis, and this one here.
Well, we don't typically shoot machine guns.
I mean, that's on your website.
The what?
Well, you're gonna get to see something. before you go.
I just wondered, that's what's on your website. I just wondered, is that
So,
something?
so in training, we don't, guys don't bring machine guns down. If someone goes, hey, we want to shoot a machine gun, that happens maybe 4 times in the last 4 years. You know, it is an option.
And that don't happen over here.
We could do it on their part of the property that's private, if need be.
Yeah, it's
I
just
don't
part
have
of
to do it at all.
Like Idaho Power comes out here
When
twice
they're
a
in
year,
Hampton,
and they
they're-
go and they finish up shooting, and somebody says, hey, you know, I want to shoot a machine gun, and what gun you want to shoot, you know, and go out to one of these berms or go somewhere else, let them shoot it. I mean, the same bullets. It's the same bullets we're shooting here.
Okay,
And matter of fact, all these seals, they're all machine guns.
Well, I was just wondering
but they shoot
caliber you were-
semi-automatic. Too.
Yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
let them shoot full auto. Got one more, guys, to show
So
you.
yeah, the river range is like it's on the line of the previous permit and then this current permit. So it's literally on, like right on the edge. But we'll show you.
Will
how
it be similar to this, or will it be more like the car range?
It's more of just like a range. It's about 40 yards wide, 100 yards in depth. And it's not really like a car range at all either.
It's kind of like one of the first ranges you saw with the head plates on it.